Hello, I'm Ashley, the engineer at Andover Norton. And one of the things we were recently asked at the NOC Open Day up at the National Motorcycle Museum was, my tappets were quite tight in the barrel, how do I adjust them to get them to fit? We do actually test these when they get packed ready for shipping, but we understand that they have been tested in a new barrel, which is most probably the tappet tunnels at bottom limit, quite a tight tolerance. So in majority of cases, let's think about this, in the last 4 years there's only been one person that's come back and said they've been a tight fit. However, we've had 3 people come back and said they don't fit at all, but I'll get onto that in a minute. So if you buy these tappets, they're cobalt and chrome, and as some people have found out, the old idea of actually rubbing them down on a surface plate on some wet and dry and a figure of 8 motion to take a little bit off there just to ease them to get them to fit into the tappet tunnel actually takes some time. This is tough material. It is cobalt and chrome. It's not like the old cast iron that you could rub down pretty quick. Also, rubbing down on the flat side is not the best place to do it. It's okay if you're nearly there and you're going to remove less than a thou or even a half a thou, but any more than that, forget it, because you'll end up decreasing the clearance on your anti-rotation plate. Now, the best way to do it is actually to move on the radius. Now that's a little bit tricky if you haven't got a linisher at home. Now if you've got one of these or you've got access to one of these, chances are the person who's got it has got the skill of hand to be able to do it. What you need to do is get the radius onto the actual linisher with it constantly moving. So with the actual linisher running, you'll put it down, rotate, and bring it back up in a motion like that. So for the camera, down and up. And that would take off some of the radius, which will actually give you a better fit in the actual tappet tunnel. Going back to the 3 people that purchased these and said they didn't fit, when they've measured the tappet tunnel, it's 10 thou under size. Strangely enough, every one of those barrels was off a Mark III Commando. Back in the day, somebody must have spent a lot of time getting these to fit a 10 thou undersized tappet tunnel, because it must have taken some doing even with the cast iron ones. That's how you adjust them. So you go little and often on the linisher, constantly moving the radius. Do not stop for one moment, because you'll end up with a flat on your radius. That should give you enough to get them to go in. Now the clearance, once you've got them in and they're a sliding fit, check the sliding fit. The original clearances from the drawings was 1.5 to 2.5 thou on the side of the tappets. From bore of the tappet tunnel across 2 tappets, you need a clearance of 1.5 to 2.5. If people get the 1.5 thou clearance, that's good enough for these to operate. These are excellent pieces of engineering. They're investment cast from cobalt and chrome plus a few other additives. So they're about 75% cobalt, 24% chrome. They have very good wear characteristics. Now, the thing with these is, you'll be hard pressed to try and destroy these. Somebody's had a go, not too far from here, twice he's managed to seize an engine with these in, blaming the tappets because he didn't have clearance in the tappet tunnels. It transpired that when he returned them after 2 attempts, they were still good enough to reuse. However, he rebuilt the engine with the old tappets, and guess what? It did it again. So there was nothing wrong with what we'd sold him. It was actually the fact that the oil supply to the engine was somewhat lacking. And of course, it doesn't matter what you got fitted, your engine's not going to run for very long without oil. Now, if you've got any questions on these, please feel free to get in touch with myself or Simon at Andover Norton, where we'll try and help you out with answers and questions you've got. We know they're an expensive piece, they're expensive to make, and the materials in them are expensive as well. But these are a very, very good component. And out of all of them we've sold, never heard of them being scored, worn. There is no tip to detach, and we've never had any back, apart from someone who decided to jam something in the engine twice. Thank you very much.